So whether you're doing like a full-on winter arc and you feel like seasonal depression and winter arc are competing with each other, and you're just like, how am I supposed to do my winter arc when it's dark and cold and I am depressed? If that's you, this video is going to help you. Or if you're more casual and you're just like, I have some stuff that I would like to get done and I have no motivation to do it, this video is going to help you. So either way, stay tuned. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into the conversation. So it is a cozy December evening, and I felt like there was no better time to talk to you about how to stay productive during seasonal depression. Now, at this point, I live in New York. We are in the thick of winter. I know a lot of you are living in places where the days are getting shorter, it is colder, and yet you still have things that you need to do in your life. You have to work, you have to be productive, you have to maybe take care of your kids. You have dreams and goals and ambitions that require your attention and your focus, and you are not interested in just letting everything go simply because it's winter time. And honestly, that's an unsustainable way to live, right? Because winter, depending on where you live, can be like 4 months. Like here in New York, winter basically can start sometimes late October, but definitely November, and it can last all the way through till March. And so even though seasonal depression is a thing, even though it is genuinely harder sometimes to feel motivated and to feel excited, we gotta do certain things so that we can stay productive and keep moving towards our goals and towards the things that matter to us in life. So in this video, I've got 4 very easy, very important things that you can do to help navigate seasonal depression and really to make sure that you are continuing to put your energy into the things that matter most to you. I've got some notes in this direction. The first thing that I want to make sure that you do is have a very specific, manageable to-do list every day. And when I say specific, I mean breaking up your tasks into little tiny, very, very easy to do chunks. And this might not be necessary at other times of the year, but it is going to be very necessary now if your motivation is lower. So this tip actually applies whether it's seasonal depression or not. And I'm just getting my phone because I'm going to read you some of the to-dos that I have for today because they're very small. Look, it's literally like, instead of saying workout, which is what I would probably have on my to-do list if there was no seasonal depression happening, right? Today it said strength, abs, yoga, put workout equipment away, right? Those are 4 different tasks, all adding up to workout. And the reason that this matters is because when you put something on your plate and it feels overwhelming, even if it's something that normally it's fine and you can get it done no problem, it will just be that much harder to do with seasonal depression. And you'll find yourself procrastinating, or at least for me, I procrastinate a lot more. Sorry, I need to hydrate while I talk. I procrastinate a lot more when I'm overwhelmed by something, but if I make it very small and very easy, then I'm like, okay, yes, I can get that done, I can get that done. So that was a really good thing for my home workout. Another thing, I took a walk to the grocery store, so I literally broke out like make list, walk to store, right? Get groceries, come back, like everything that needed to get done was its own task. And this is actually a trick that I learned from one of my old therapists who taught me that the more you can put something as its own task and check it off, the more dopamine you're going to release. Because every time you check something off your list, you feel good, right? You're releasing dopamine, you're feeling accomplished. It's another win for you for the day. And so I like to create as small tasks as possible so that I am always checking something off. And the more I'm checking off, the better I'm feeling. And again, this is something that I learned not related to seasonal depression, but I know that it can really help people during this time of year. So I figured I'd share. So that's one, have a very focused, very manageable to-do list. Number 2 is very related to the seasons. Make sure that you get out of the house while the sun is out. So here in New York, the sun is setting around 4:30 p.m. these days. And that really means that I need to make sure I get out of the house at least once, ideally sometimes twice a day, before 4:30 p.m. And so everything in my day is reorganized so that during that window of time before 4:30, I can get out of the house. And practically for me, because I have my own business, that looked like moving all of my meetings to 4 p.m. or later so that I don't actually have to be on a Zoom call or meet with anybody when I could be outside. I also make sure that when I'm outside, I have a purpose for it, right? So I'm doing an errand, or I'm going on a walk and I'm listening to a podcast or listening to an audiobook, but I try to make it like something that I can look forward to and be excited about rather than like some chore of, oh, I have to drag myself out of the house. But especially if you work from home like I do, making time to get out of the house once or twice a day before the sun goes down is going to be so crucial, because there is nothing worse than being stuck in your house in the dark, in the cold for months and months and months. And so if you need to bundle up, wear a lot of layers, if you can get outside for 15 minutes once or twice a day, that is going to make a world of difference for you. Honestly, the main reason that seasonal depression impacts people is that there is a vitamin D deficiency, and that comes from not getting enough exposure to the sun. And so when you can get outside and soak up whatever amount of vitamin D you can, that is going to help you just feel better. Your outlook on life is going to be better, and your perception that you're having a good day and that things are going well for you is going to go up. So even right now, I am filming this video in the evening. The sun is already down. Earlier today, I did my walk, I went to the grocery store, and I made sure that I could prioritize things that got me outside before the sun went down. So during the day, before the sun goes down, make sure that you are getting outside and, moving your body, doing the kinds of things that you would do if you were regularly having a good day, and especially prioritizing your vitamin D intake. At nighttime, I want to encourage you, especially if you're dealing with depression, to have some kind of night routine that you really like, so that when the sun is down, you're not just laying in bed like mad at the world, right? Because it can be so easy to just feel like, oh, the day is over, I might as well go to bed at like 7 p.m., right? And I really want to encourage you to still live a full day even though the sun is down. And so that might look like for you making sure that you have a show that you're going to watch, or a book that you're going to read, or something that you're going to do, a class that you're going to take, something that you're going to do in the evening, so that your evening has life to it and so that you have something that you're looking forward to. And this can be really any number of things. This can be where you schedule your hobbies, but make sure you have something that you are excited to do in the evenings so that you don't just cut your day short and decide, okay, I'm depressed and I'm going to go to bed immediately. So that's thing number 3. And then thing number 4 is tied to thing number 3, but I wanted to make it its own special rule. Make sure that you do not let yourself just go to bed in the middle of the day. And this is something, again, this relates to regular depression or any kind of depression, but with seasonal depression, it can be extra tricky because when the sun is down, we think that the day is over, but really it's not. There's so much more that we could be doing with our days. And if you want to really amp up your productivity, you can't just be laying in bed, right? And so one thing that I had to say to myself yesterday, because I was dealing with this 2 days ago, I just literally slept for hours and hours and hours, and I was like, what is happening? And so yesterday I said to myself, okay, we're up and we can't go back to bed until 10:30 at night, because that's like a reasonable time when I wouldn't normally go to bed. So we can't go back to bed until 10:30. We have to occupy ourselves. We have to figure out what we're going to do with ourselves, but we are not just going to sleep. And yesterday I ended up having a really productive day. I did a ton of planning for the year ahead. I worked out. I did a bunch of stuff that I would normally do. Like, I basically just had a normal day. But when I woke up, I was feeling in a rut, and I was tempted to just get back in bed and spend the whole day in bed like I did the day before. But I knew if I get up and I just tell myself, okay, we're not going to go back to sleep until 10:30. We have to figure out what we're going to do with our life until 10:30 at night. I would naturally gravitate towards doing the kinds of things that I would otherwise do and towards having a productive day. So these are 4 things that you can do to navigate seasonal depression and to still be productive and make progress on your goals. Have a very focused, manageable to-do list. Make sure that you are getting out while the sun is out. Make sure that you have something in the evening that you're looking forward to, whether it's a night routine, a class, a hobby, something that you can do when the sun goes down so that you don't just go to bed and default to being less productive. And again, productivity means doing what matters to you. So it's not just like you're productive if you are making money or you're productive if you are doing something for other people, but you are productive whenever you're doing something that matters and that means a lot to you. So whatever you need to put in the evening that's going to be meaningful and that's going to feel good to you and fill your cup, whether it's work related or not, that counts towards your productivity. And then also just being honest with yourself and setting that hard rule with yourself. I am not going to go to bed until X time, like setting a time and challenging yourself to not just like default to sleep when you're bored or when you don't know what to do or when you don't feel like doing what's on your list, but really honoring yourself and having that commitment to yourself of I am going to go to sleep at this time, and between now and then I'm going to be filling my day with something. I'm going to spend my time on things that matter to me. So this has been your guide to navigating seasonal depression. I really hope this helps you. If you try any of these tips, definitely let me know, and I will see you again very soon in another video. Take care.